I know what I'd tell, like, my younger self.
Let me hear what you tell your younger self.
I would tell, like, younger Pauline, like, hey, like, I know it's hard right now, but don't keep trying to prove your soul to people that don't even remember small details about you.
Yes.
Because I feel like when you know that you're special, because everyone, like, has something that makes them unique and beautiful and profound. Like, no matter how shitty of a person you are, there's something about you that is just you.
That no one else has.
That no one else has. And I think, like, being great is just the maintenance and the evolution of, like, that spectacular quality to you. And I think when I was younger, like, I always knew that I had, like, a very, like, healing energy to me. But I kept wanting to prove to people, like, hey, like, this is what makes me special. And I feel like just focus on you. Listen to self.
You know what? Just to, honestly, what I would tell myself is I would be like, hey, watch the tape where Pauline's talking to her younger self. And then also, do not forget who you was as a child. Your child self is you. That's who, literally everyone walking around is them as kids.
Right.
But they just kind of got older and they got kind of trained, for lack of better terms, by society as to how to express and present.
Right.
And it's literally up to you to make sure that that person doesn't die. That kid doesn't need to die.
I think creativity is getting to a point now where it's interconnected into capitalism and it's interconnected to, you know, marketing and whatnot. So I feel like the price of an idea has really evolved. Like, you can now pay people for an idea in a way that you couldn't before.
It almost makes people just want to jump into being creative.
Yeah.
Not really being that person at heart.
And not respecting the process.
Exactly. People want that, I want that right now. I want that recognition right now. And it's like, the greatest people took years to gain that recognition. They died and then got the recognition.
Then got the notoriety.
After, definitely.
I think a lot of people want the final product, but they don't want to date the artist who's, like, getting their shit together. They don't want to be with the person who's overcoming their anxiety, who's, you know, missing jobs because they're so creative that they can't focus on, like, the structure of society. Like, I think it's a lot of, like, glamorizing and romanticizing, like, the end product.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's kind of what we do now, just for anything. It's like, people are jealous of people on Instagram from a damn picture.
Yeah.
Like, have you never seen a picture being set up? Like, it can be set up to look amazing.
Yeah.
And this person could legitimately be sleeping in their car.
Right.
But, you know, you freaking link up with somebody, rent a nice house, freaking ask somebody to bring their dog, and boom. Now you're the envy of the world. And it's funny. It's actually quite entertaining and funny to watch stuff like that truly go down. And
how do you feel, like, being, like, black, being, like, how does that influence, like, your artistry? Because that's a huge part of it too.
Yeah.
I know for me, like, struggling, like, financially, like, that can also influence, like, a huge part of my artistry and even how seriously I take myself, because I know how other people will view me.
I will say two things that you, one, the first point that you brought up is the financial struggles. I feel very fortunate to have met the people that I've met, because it allowed me to see that your financial position is only as important as you truly make it. Because I've literally just talked to a cinematographer drunk, and he handed me his $10,000 camera and was like, let me see what you can do with this. And now this dude wants to work on any project that I tell him about. And I've never seen $10,000. Okay, so, like, I definitely don't have it to blow on a camera, but that going back to being, you know, an underprivileged black kid,
and seeing beyond.
I learned how to
navigate,
make it. Like, you know, if not really make it, but like, you know,
adapt and like overcome.
Yeah, adapt and like use what you have.
Yeah.
You really, like, if you really want to do something, there's really nothing that can stop you. And financial troubles is definitely not anything that can really stop you. If you truly want to do that, that's something that, like, I mean, and that's something that's hard for a lot of people to grab.
Especially, I think, Black.
Especially a lot of Black people.
Because you're already being judged in a way that's completely dehumanizing.
Just for being Black. And then it's like, oh, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not rich. You don't have money to back up what you're saying. So really, what do you know? It's like,
yeah, literally though. And
YouTube
a lot of
books
people
for free.
use money to secure.
Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. That's also like, you talking about people like securing the bag with money. I mean, the best skaters on Instagram skate in like now hype shoes or like Heat, and it's like they're the ones who people look at as like, oh, y'all are like the next generation. But there's like literally kids, you know, skating in the. I've seen these kids do impossible stuff and like 12 years old, like skating in their beat up freaking, you know,
shoes.
Chuck Taylors, like, and it's like that's where the true talent is. But they don't look like true talent because of people will
Perception.
ignore it. Yeah.
I talk to a lot of just young Black youth who feel like very defeated by capitalism, mass incarceration, society. Like, what advice would you give to them as they just tap into their power and just reclaim their voice?
I'm gonna say some real Matthew McConaughey shit right now.
Okay.
But don't feel that energy and it won't come for you. Like, it really, it's so cliche, but it's so true. Don't tell people who you know don't share your passion. Don't talk to your stuff about them.
Don't tell other people
Yes.
who don't respect your passion,
Exactly.
your stuff.
Neglect anyone who doesn't respect progress of a baby step. That's a Kendrick line. Yeah. And it's like, because that's really what will defeat you. I mean, as Black people, we've been dealing with this type of stuff for generations.
Yeah.
Overcoming it is kind of in our DNA. You just truly have to tap into that. Like, really know that if you're on what you're on, it don't matter who's trying to defeat you. People will come to. No one bullies someone who's pure. And that's the thing. Like, people who are pure truly don't get bullied. Just stay on your thing. Because if you don't, you allow all that negativity to seep into your soul. And as an artist, as a Black artist, you're doing something really risky. You're being risky, but it's a risk that will generally always pay off if you're sticking with it. It's like, I wake up some mornings, I'm like depressed because I haven't made this much progress.
Yeah.
But then I like look back on what I have done, and it's just like, okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Dust off and just do some more.
Yeah.
That's it. And like, legit, as a fashion designer, I've made one piece. It's like, I don't have the capital to start making clothes. However, I have an iPhone. I have a little clip-on lens. I download a little $5 app, and I make these videos that people want their music videos shot out of now. And it's just, that's what I had available. And so if I can't do this part, I did this part.
My understanding, like, from what you're saying too, is like sometimes all people have is a vision and their phone. And so it's very much brick by brick by brick. And, you know, believe in you, believe in your energy, believe in your power to overcome. Because as a Black artist, all we really have is our intuition and our internal power.
Yeah, and that's,
I respect that.
It's not all you have. That's like the best thing to have. 'Cause
Yeah.
even people who have, you know, the money.
Yeah.
If you're focused on making some money, well, a guaranteed more money making opportunity is going to come along. And if you have the money, you'll just, let me just dump my money into there. That's a better investment. Whereas, you know, the impoverished artist will be like, this is all I have. You know, I don't have anything else to fall back on. My parents say, go to school and do this so you have like a backup plan. A backup plan will completely lower your chances.
You feel that?
I believe that truly. Because here's another little story. TDE, Kendrick's group.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a Schoolboy interview where he was talking about how Kendrick approached him, and Schoolboy Q was in the streets. He was making good money doing his thing, and Kendrick talked him into quitting everything, his job, everything, and just being in the studio every day for at least 10 hours a day. Be there, just always be there. And then he got where he wanted in life, and it's like these
you
are
feel like
not.
you can be focused, like
Yeah,
on
you
just
have to
one
be
defined,
really focused. All your energy, all your
passion,
soul, your time, like your resources, anything, put it into your art, and it's guaranteed to pay off.
And then quickly to touch back on something else that you brought up, you were talking about how like no one will come for you if like you're a pure soul, and like quickly, like from my perspective, I haven't had that experience. Like I've had like actually like the complete opposite. I've noticed that like the more vulnerable you are, if you will, like the more people will like come for you. So, you know, could you expand upon that, and then what makes you feel that way?
Very valid. And that actually made me think of one of Dave Chappelle's quotes. It was actually something his mother said to him. And she was like, sometimes you have to be a wolf in order to be the sheep you truly are. And yes, you can't make yourself vulnerable. But when I say pure in soul, it's like your art and your soul being as one. Like you do it.
Alignment.
You do it, like you do what you do regardless of what. Even your damn mom. If your mom is like, oh no, I don't want you wasting your life. Like, all right, cool, mom, my life. And I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by not like making yourself very vulnerable. Again, because I say not to talk to other people who don't
I think
share
some
that
people
passion.
are inherently vulnerable, just given the circumstances.
Oh yes.
But I understand what you're saying. Like you're saying, regardless, just really be married to your authenticity.
Exactly, married. You have to be married to it. Like you
Word.
are you, and even
No entanglements.
people coming for you. The first person that comes for you, nip it in the butt. You greatly reduce the chances of someone coming out for you again. And if they do, nip it in the butt. Like you cannot feel defeated. You have to know that you will be successful. Like you have to know that.
Mind over matter.
It's just, take time. Take your time. And that's another thing. Like if I say anything that, take your time.
Yeah.
It's like you're racing against yourself. Essentially. Like there's like unlimited energy as a person. And especially as like a black person, you have ancestors you can connect with. And yeah, that stuff will not,
The strength.
that goes nowhere.
Yeah.
That's why, I know a lot of black artists, a lot of young black artists that, they contemplate like really negative stuff. I don't kind of want to say it.
Yeah.
But
they wrestling with a lot of just demons, and then the industry, and
the fact that you choose to not take that easy way out, you're strong. Okay, and some people, they couldn't beat it, and they succumb to it. But if that's not you, then that's not you. Like you literally, it's hard. You have to deal with it. You're gonna fucking cry.
tunnel vision.
Yeah, but you have to know why you're crying. Yes.
Never think though
But you
that
have
like
to know
expressing
why.
sadness is a defeat. It's
definitely
only
not.
if you,
Definitely not. I've honestly had some of the greatest ideas I've ever had while
crying.
fucking crying, or like just wilding out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the day, and then like after you calm down, and talk to yourself too.
Be very in touch with you.
Be very in touch with yourself. Talk to yourself. Be your own therapist. Oh my goodness, you have just talk to yourself, but out loud too.
We have the
Like-
tools to definitely heal ourselves, and a lot of times, like I say this especially for black people, like when you're praying, like a lot of what you come through with, like that's your own understandings, but you forget that it's there.
Exactly. You're so focused on how
Society
is viewing you and those challenges that it's like they're challenges on the way to a mission. And that mission needs to be the forefront. Talk like legit. Talk to your older self. Like, yo,
higher self, right?
how how would I get through this? And you'll be
Right.
sitting there in silence and be like, well, you know, maybe if I blah, blah, blah. And then, boom, there's your answer. Like, it literally comes from within. You just need to learn how to metaphorically cut yourself open, get in there, pull that stuff out so you can use it. Because it's in there. It's like literally everyone got it in them, like for real.
What are your thoughts on fake people? And how does that affect you in being an artist, and how do you overcome that?
Fake people. Fake people are inevitable and omnipresent. So
I feel like fakeness comes with the territory of like just being in these spaces, different personalities.
Because you'll get notoriety, and people want to hop on, you know, because
the
again,
aesthetic.
People do not truly understand. They just love the end product.
Yep.
They don't understand how it comes to be, and the process.
They want the quote, not the pain you went through to like state the quote.
Exactly. The people love to use a quote, but don't use the quote if you don't understand it.
Right.
But people are gonna do it anyway. That's why they're fake. And so the more you avoid fake people and the more real people you're around, the easier it is to spot fake people. And then you see them. I don't care if y'all was in the sandbox together, you're an artist now. Your soul is immeasurably valuable. Don't let these people around you, because they will suck your like literally
take your energy.
Suck your energy like a vampire, like legitimately.
It's scary to watch.
It is.
Any other advice you'd give to just any artist in any stage, younger you, older you, like just any important words you'd want to get across to them?
Yeah, talking to myself. I talk to myself a lot. And if I really know I have something that I have to write down, write it down. Don't be afraid to, like, you know, walk away from like a situation or like
voice notes. Voice notes are like your best friend.
Oh my God, voice notes are great. Like
make sure you have the date, name it, like, save it, and then you can go back to it and like tap into that energy. You can even
attach it now to like the notes,
right?
Like so then you can like have like a whole little thing about what your thoughts was, and you can go back on it once you probably forgot, because the world's crazy, and expand on it more.
Because I also feel like when you say like talking to yourself, I'm getting the understanding that you just kind of mean like tap into yourself, and whatever you need to do in order to tap into yourself, like allow yourself that process, because it's a fast moving world, and if you allow your thoughts to get scattered and you wait for someone else to try to like throw you a lifeline, you'll be waiting forever.
Or people people aren't doing that. That's a lost business. Make sure you're one priority. And also go into nature. Go to like legit the most successful of all artists like took walks through the forest. I mean, that could just mean shrooms too. But take walks in nature. Yeah, be
exercise,
in nature.
Take care of your
by
body.
yourself too, though.
Eat good
Not
foods.
with people. Do stuff by yourself.
Yes.
And you'll never lose yourself.
Rock your own vibes.
Rock your own vibes. I like that.